Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Matthew here with Crescent Vale. We're doing a self-graded card review of 3 different SkyBox Molten metals. These are the Xplosion inserts. And let's double check the year on these. It's either 98 or 99. So this is 99. Alright, so we have Tim Duncan. We have Hakeem Olajuwon. And one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do these 3 together is you have Hakeem guarding Tim Duncan in this shot, then you have Hakeem. But I don't know if this is Barkley back here or not. Somebody's like kind of smacking him in the face. So if that's Charles Barkley, sorry, that did you wrong. Let's take a closer look. While I'm doing this, quick disclaimer. Is he getting smacked? I don't know. Looks like it. Looks like Charles Barkley. All signs point to did him dirty. Quick disclaimer, every video we do, we cannot guarantee that the grades that we give to these cards in this video will cross over other grading companies. We cannot guarantee that the grades will increase or decrease the monetary value of the card. This is basically my best assessment at grading the condition of the cards. All right, let's dive into it. So we're going to have 3 cards graded in this video. The Tim Duncan will be known as 208. The Hakeem's 209. Chris Webber is known as 210. So basically, we have graded 210 cards. We're going to keep going to 10,000 is the goal. 10,000 hours. I don't know if it takes like a full hour for each card now because we're doing 3 cards in one video. It's probably going to take 5 to 10 minutes. Doing the article takes a little bit of time. Making the label takes a little bit of time. Posting it takes a little bit of time. Almost adds up to those 10,000 hours that we're looking for. We want to perfect it. Am I saying I'm perfect? No. Am I saying I'm getting better at it? Definitely. So, I mean, like, when I purchased this Tim Duncan, and we'll start with Tim. When I purchased this, and I'll say maybe the buyer knew, maybe the buyer didn't know. But they put it down as like new, I think. And, you know, that would be very little imperfections. And if you look at the back, a lot of people probably won't even notice this error. Especially at this angle, there's no error. That's kind of one of the reasons why we do these videos, this whole grading, is because when you hold this card up at this angle, you can almost faintly see the scratch that I'm talking about. But if you rotate and you kind of hit it from this angle, you'll see far more of this imperfection of what I call either like a micro scratch or a scratch. And if you hit it at this angle, you kind of see it a little bit more. Hit it at certain angles, you don't see it at all, which is really like interesting. So the surface on this, the subgrade, is going to have to go pretty low because you can see, I think it's a pretty long scratch almost across the whole back of the card. It is not like new. It is, you know, you could say there's no flaws or very little flaws, but that scratch is pretty. And I'm going to run it through Grok AI. So we're going to definitely take a look at the whole surface as a whole, but it'll be interesting to see what Grok AI is. We have a certain angle that Grok will be able to analyze that scratch at. But, you know, when I think of a scratch, how much does it like really decrease the, you know, the value of the card overall versus, you know, the subgrade of surface? So we have Tim here, and the surface I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go down to like a 6 on a surface score. Because that scratch, it's interesting. If you look at the card at certain angles, it's not going to be super noticeable. Right here, can't even really tell it. But if you hit certain angles, it's noticeable. So I'm going to give that surface a 6. And the other cards are going to get much higher scores for surface, but for all intents and purposes, we're taking a look at the edges, and you can kind of see a little bit of imperfection right there on the edge. So we'll probably go 9 or 8.5 on edges, probably 8.5. We'll go 8.5 on edges. Corners, we'll go 9 because this could be considered a corner, but I'm considering an edge imperfection. Right there. You can really only see it at certain angles. Overall, the card is pretty good. So we have a 6, an 8.59 in centering. We're going to do a 9 on centering. And you can kind of hear the card right now. It has a bit of like a metal. It's like, I looked it up. It's a thin metal material. They use the word metal. And then they said there was laser cutting involved. All right, so I'm between a 9 and a 6. If you go up 1 to a 7, 1 down to an 8. And then it'd be 7.5 in the middle. Then we have an 8.5 and a 7.5 that arrives at an 8. And then between a 9 and an 8 is an 8.5. And that is the grade that I had in mind even before I did the 6 for the surface. And everybody has their own way of grading that surface. We'll see what Grok AI gives it. For me, an 8.5 is a very fair grade, and the closest grade I can give to be accurate. All right, back to the Barkley getting hit in the face. It's sad. Sad you do that to a person, but it's really all about Hakeem, the dream. And we don't have a Barkley one of these yet, but I might get one. That's his jersey. Hakeem right there. Card number 110. Went to Houston. Just a Houston legend. Surface, don't see really many issues at all. Really nice surface. When I can't find any issues, I basically I don't say I have to, but I award it a 10. So 10 for surface. We're doing Hakeem 10. So edges probably 8.5. Yeah, it's really just this edge here that I'm kind of seeing a little. That angle not as much, but a little bit right there in the middle of it. Yeah, 8.5 is my edge. My corners now. Probably a 9 on the corners. Centering. 9. So if we average these numbers out, we have in between a 9 and a 10, 9.5. In between an 8.5 and a 9.5 is a 9. And then the centering, 2 9s, so overall 9. That is pretty accurate for a card that is what they consider a die cut. There's a little bit of, it's not a perfect round 90-degree cut on the edges and corners. Chris Webber with the Wizards here. Kind of see a little bit of the banners in the background, which I think is kind of neat. Traded the Sacramento Kings. So, like, I'm looking at the surface right now, and I don't know if I see it. I think that could be an imperfection. Let's see if that's debris or not. So I'll probably go like a 9 on the surface for this one. Nine on surface. Chris Webber. 9. Let's look at the edges and corners. Looking really nice. Oh, a little bit of similar there. So we'll say corner 8.5. We will do 9 on the edges. And centering 9. Overall 9. Great. Well, thank you for watching and diving into this new insert set, Xplosion, with the SkyBox Molten Metal. We will continue to check back.